Hello everyone, it's Davy Mooney coming to you from the University of North Texas where I run the jazz guitar program. I'm a Benedetto artist, Sunnyside Records artist, got my new CD, Live at National Sawdust, and 3 other records on Sunnyside. My jazz improv book and jazz guitar book, Personalizing Jazz Vocabulary. And today I'd like to talk about the Pat Metheny tune, Sirabhorn. I think I'm saying that right. I recently had the great pleasure and honor to go to Shreveport, Louisiana, and play at a great outdoor venue called The Lot with Brian Blade and Roland Guerin on bass and a great local guitarist named Mark Griffith. And Brian wanted to play some tunes from the Pat Metheny album Bright Size Life. It's always been a huge inspiration for me. I really feel that's one of the great jazz guitar albums for sure, and probably even one of the great jazz records. Really changed the sound of jazz guitar and jazz. And you know, I've been listening to that record since I was a kid, and I played through some of the tunes on the album. I did a video of Unity Village with a great vibraphonist named Tim Collins, who lives in Germany, that you can find on the internet, I'm sure. But Brian wanted to play Sirabhorn, Missouri Uncompromised, and Unquity Road. And so I got the chance to delve into these tunes in a little more detail. And so I was thinking Sirabhorn is a good example too. It's a very beautiful song. It's the second track on the album. And it's also a good vehicle to talk about using pentatonics in your improvising, and just from a theoretical standpoint. And I don't necessarily exclusively use pentatonic scales when I play on this song, but it's a big part of my playing on this tune and other tunes. And so just to dive right in, the harmony of this song, the first 4, it's like an AAB form tune. The first 4 bars you get like a C major to a B flat minor to a G flat, kind of major 7 sharp 11 to E minor. And incidentally, I just discovered the melody, perhaps by coincidence, is actually from a half-whole diminished scale, but that's another story. Check out my video on diminished harmony for more on that. But okay, C major, B flat minor, G flat, major 7 with a sharp 11 in the melody, E minor. Well, one way to play on that would be, okay, play some stuff on a C major chord, play some stuff on a B flat minor, some stuff on a G flat, major 7 sharp 11, stuff on a G minor. I'm sorry, on an E minor. And you can also think about, upper structure triads in that context. The fact that, okay, well, a C major 7 from the 3rd is an E minor, a B flat minor from the 5th is kind of an F minor, so that would enable you to keep it all in the same part of the neck if you wanted to. G flat major 7 sharp 11, it's got an F minor triad in it as well, up at the top, upper structure, and then E minor. It's obviously got an E minor in it. So that's one clue to the way that I might use pentatonics. And when I say pentatonics, I generally refer to the minor pentatonic, just to kind of make it easier. So the idea that, okay, an E minor pentatonic is E, G, A, B, D. And guitar players, those of us who came up playing, rock music, blues, classic rock, and Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin and things like that, the minor pentatonic scale was the coin of the realm, if you will. So that's always where my brain goes to. I think other instruments, they maybe think more about the major pentatonic, the idea, well, E minor pentatonic and G major pentatonic are the same thing. You're starting on different notes, kind of modes of the same 5-note collection, which is, of course, what pentatonic means, 5 pentatonic notes. So what I do often is, if I have a major 7 or major 6, just a major chord, I'll play a minor pentatonic off the 3rd. So if it's a C major, I'll play E minor pentatonic. And it just gives you a nice collection of notes. It gives you major 3rd, perfect 5th, major 6th, major 7, and major 9. And like I said, I don't only play those notes, but I use those notes a lot of the time as kind of the basis for what I'm using to improvise. So I might add some other notes to that. I might add C to it. Somehow I seem to end up with 6-note collections a lot of the time, or I might add a chromatic note. But the grip that I'm going to is kind of that pentatonic. So, okay, so if I got C major, B flat minor, G flat, major 7, sharp 11, E minor. Another way to think about it would be like E minor pentatonic on the C major, then F minor pentatonic on the B flat minor, because you can play another pentatonic sort of formula on a minor 7 chord. You can play a minor pentatonic off the 5th, and that gives you, like in this context, it's B flat minor, so F, perfect 5th, A flat, flat 7, B flat minor, the root, C is the major 9, and then you got the perfect 4th up there. And then on G flat major 7 sharp 11, another pentatonic application that I do a lot. If you have a major 7 sharp 11 chord, that sound, I'll go down a half step and play a minor pentatonic. So again, it's G flat, so down a half step would be F minor pentatonic again. And then the next chord in the song is E minor pentatonic, and obviously you could play, you know, a minor pentatonic off the root on a minor chord. There's other ones you could do there too. I mean, using the same idea. I could play B minor pentatonic there because of minor pentatonic off the 5th. But then you see, like if I take those 4 chords, C major, B flat minor, G flat major 7 sharp 11, E minor. I could just play E minor pentatonic for a bar, F minor pentatonic for 2 bars on both B flat minor and G flat, and then back to E minor pentatonic. So it's an interesting way to kind of, you know, condense the chords or make it sound like there's less going on, less movement than there is in terms of the bass, and maybe, you know, go against the bass, the descending bass motion a little bit, which can sound cool. So then the next chord, that's just the first 4 bars. The next four bars, you have B major, G sharp minor, E major 7 sharp 11, D minor 7. So it's not the same cycle. It almost sounds like, when you're hearing the tune, it almost sounds like that this part is the 5th bar. It almost sounds like you went back to the same chord to C and did the phrase again, but it's kind of, somehow it tricks you that it's actually down a half step and it's a B major. So okay, we got B major 7, G sharp minor 7, E major 7 sharp 11, D minor. And we've just come from an E minor chord, right? So we were on an E minor pentatonic. Well, B major 7, if you play a minor pentatonic off the 3rd, you got D sharp minor pentatonic. So really it's just down a half step. G sharp minor is the next chord. Pentatonic, minor pentatonic off the 5th, still D sharp minor. E major 7 sharp 11, minor pentatonic off down a half step, still E sharp minor, D sharp minor pentatonic, excuse me. So the same pentatonic scale for those first 3 chords, and then D minor is the next chord. Go down a half step and play D minor pentatonic. That would be one option. And just to show you, I wouldn't necessarily just use those pentatonic collections, but it could show you that, so okay, in the first 8 bars of the song, I can play E minor pentatonic, then F minor pentatonic for 2 bars, back down to E minor pentatonic, then for the next bar down to D sharp minor pentatonic for 3 bars, and D minor pentatonic. So pretty cool, and that's just a good way to get those pentatonic applications, sort of formulas. So if a regular major 7 chord, play minor pentatonic off the 3rd, minor 7, and of course this is just one option, minor pentatonic off the 5th, major 7 sharp 11, minor pentatonic down a half step. If it's a minor 7 also, you can play pentatonic on the root. So then the next, so bar 9 of this tune, you have this little sequence of G flat major, 6/9. I think the chart I have calls it 6/9. I don't know. He's playing. I think he might be playing a 6 in there. He's got these 12-string guitars on the record. It's really difficult to recreate the sort of jangly sound of the melody when you have a puny 7-string guitar. You need a 12-string. But so G flat 6/9 to F minor. He repeats that twice. And that, we could just play F minor pentatonic for both of those. I always hear a D flat in there though. So maybe even like you could play B flat minor pentatonic for both of them, right? Because, okay, take F minor pentatonic. If it's G flat major 7, sharp 11, then minor pentatonic down a half step, right? Is F minor pentatonic. F minor 7, obviously minor pentatonic off the root. B minor pentatonic would be another option because, okay, G flat major 7, minor pentatonic from the 3rd. And on this F minor, it kind of works that we're in a key area, sort of a D flat major key area, so you could probably get away with still having a D flat in there. Or you could go, you know, B flat minor pentatonic to F minor pentatonic or something like that. Or a lot of options in that spot. And sometimes I kind of get away from the pentatonic thing on those 4 bars and maybe think of it almost kind of play the D flat major scale, you know, the what is that, modally, that would be like F Phrygian to G flat Lydian, you know, same scale. And then the next 4 bars you have, oops, wrong note, D major 7 sharp 11 for 4 bars, and the melody itself is a C sharp minor pentatonic scale, so a minor pentatonic down a half step. So see, this tune is a really good exploration of that concept. So then you repeat that whole section. That's a 16-bar A section. And then the B section, you have this little A major, G major, and that one definitely has a sharp 11 on it. F sharp minor 7 to F major. And those first 3 chords, one thing we could do is think about that, those 3 chords as being F sharp minor pentatonic, because, okay, A major, another application, pentatonic application, you know, a major sound, you could play a minor pentatonic on the 3rd, right? But you could also just play the so-called major pentatonic scale, which in this case, if you wanted to convert it to a minor pentatonic, you go down a minor 3rd, so you play a minor pentatonic off the 6th. If you want to keep everything as minor pentatonics to make it nice and neat. So F sharp minor pentatonic on that chord. Kind of like Black Dog, Led Zeppelin. Anyway, and then G major with a sharp 11, so down a half step, that's F sharp minor pentatonic. F sharp minor chord, that's F sharp minor pentatonic. And then the F major 7, you have to, you know, you have to break that. You could play, you could go to E minor pentatonic if you wanted to, although actually at that spot of the song, so I've got this, I kind of, from that F sharp minor 7 to F major, I look for some common tones, right? Some negative guide tones. I've used that term in a lot of videos. That's kind of my fancy term I came up with for just common tones. The idea that you look for tunes that tones that stay the same between chords rather than tones that change, just to kind of like make it sound like things are moving less than they are. So like, for instance, from an F sharp minor 7 to F major 7 sharp 11, B, E, and A are common to both of those chords, and both of the scales, that chord scales, and various collections of notes that work on both of those chords. So I might go, right? It doesn't sound like I'm changing anything, but I make sure that I land on some notes that work on both chords. You know. And then the next thing after that is a E7 sus for 8 bars, which is nice. You get a little breather from the harmony. And you know, if you wanted to go pentatonic there, you know, B minor pentatonic would work. B minor pentatonic, F sharp minor pentatonic on the E7 sus sound. I kind of use those 8 bars as an excuse to play some of my, you know, Pat Martino by way of Steve Mazikowski stuff that I like to play. So one other thing before I'm going to play about 3 choruses on this tune, but in keeping with the common tones idea, the negative guide tones, another thing I think about that in the A section too, like for instance, you have that part where we're going from like bar 8 is a D minor, going to G flat major 7. So I think about like what notes can I keep in common from a D minor to a G flat to kind of make the transition a little smoother. So F and C, right? So play something on a D minor pentatonic or a D minor whatever. Likewise, at the end of that next 4 bars, F minor going to D major 7 sharp 11. I mean, they're very different sounds, right? But there's some commonalities, like the note A flat is nice if I'm playing it just can help, smooth out the transition. And sometimes, it's not necessary. Sometimes you want to make it sound. The sounds very distinct and very different. But sometimes I like to, especially with tunes that move, where the harmony moves with big jumps like that. Sometimes I want to, like smooth out the differences. Even like E minor going to B, this kind of gets away from E minor going to B major. It gets away from the pentatonic thing, but like, well, the note F sharp. C sharp. I want to play like on the E minor, more of a Dorian sound. So there you have it. That's some ideas about Sirabhorn and pentatonic applications on it. So I'm going to play some choruses, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, bye.